Hello everyone, this is RVVS Dinesh, roll number 19EC01002. Welcome to Signals and Systems Laboratory. Today we will be discussing about lab experiment 4. In this experiment, we will create a MATLAB function to perform linear convolution of input discrete time sequence and impulse response of linear time invariant discrete system with zero initial conditions with the given input-output relationship of the linear time invariant discrete systems. Here we are given four input-output relationships of the linear time invariant systems. Y of n is equals to 1 by 3 x of n, x of n plus x of n minus 1 plus x of n minus 2. Y of n is equals to 1 by m sigma k equal to 0 to m minus 1 x of n minus k. Y of n is equals to x of n minus x of n minus 1, and y of n is equals to half of x of n minus x of n minus 2. In the first part, we will find the impulse response of the above mentioned systems. To find the impulse response, we substitute x of n is equals to delta of n in the above functions. So in the first function, h of n will be 1 by 3 delta of n plus delta of n minus 1 plus delta of n minus 2. In the second one, h of n will be for m equals to 25, 1 by 25 delta of n plus delta of n minus 1 and so on up to delta of n minus 24. For m equals to 50, h of n will be 1 by 50 of delta of n plus delta of n minus 1 and so on delta of n minus 49. For m equals to 100, h of n will be 1 by 100 delta of n plus delta of n minus 1 plus and so on delta of n minus 99. In the third one, h of n will be delta of n minus delta of n minus 1. For the fourth system, h of n is half of delta of n minus delta of n minus 2. For the second part, we have written a function to perform convolution. We have taken x of n and h of n, which are the input and the impulse response of the system, as the inputs for this function. Here L1 is the length of the input function x of n, and L2 is the input function of the length of the impulse response h of n. Here we have done zero padding to prevent any delay. I have used nested for loops to perform the convolution function. Now for the system 1, initially we load all the four given inputs. The impulse response for the system 1 is 1 by 3, 1 by 3, 1 by 3. And then we will call the convolution function, and for four input functions, they are represented by xb2, x2, x3, x4. The outputs obtained will be represented as z1, z2, z3 and z4. When we run the code, these are the input signals which are given, and these are the output signals which are obtained after convolution. Similarly, for the second system, we load the input signals, and then for the second system, the impulse response depends on the value of m. Hence, we enter the value of m through keyboard, and then we will call the convolution function and obtain the output z1, z2, z3 and z4, and then plotting them. When we run the code and enter the value of m to be 25, these are the input signals given, and these are the output signals obtained after convolution for a value of the m equals to 25. Similarly, when the value of m is equals to 50, these are the output signals obtained after convolution. And now finally, when the value of m is equals to 100, these are the output signals obtained after convolution. Now coming to the third system, this is also same. We will load the four input signals given. For this, h of n will be 1 comma minus 1, and then we will call the convolution function, and we will obtain outputs z1, z2, z3 and out4, and then we will plot the outputs. When we run the code, these are the input signals which are given, and these are the output signals obtained after convolution for the system 3. Now similarly for the system 4, we will load the given input signals. The value of h of n will be 1 by 2, 0 and minus 1 by 2, and then we call the convolution function for the four input signals and obtain z1, z2, z3 and z4, and then we will plot the values. When we run the code, we obtain the input and output signals. This is the output signal obtained after convolution for the fourth system. Now moving on, in the part D, we are asked to write observations on the filtered signals. Based on the results, we can say that all the four systems are finite impulse response systems, and the systems 1 and 2 are low pass filters and moving average systems, as only low frequency components are allowed to pass and high frequency components are attenuated. And similarly, systems 3 and 4 are high pass filters and differencing systems, as only high frequency components are allowed to pass and low frequency components are attenuated. Now in the fifth part, we are asked to remove the trend line for the system 2 for the given inputs. When we take a look at the inputs, only this input has to be removed in the trend. The remaining all looks fine. This input is the XB2. Hence, for removal of trend, I have loaded all the functions, and then this is the impulse response function for the system 2. Now I have called the convolution function to make convolution for XB2 and impulse response, and it is stored as Z. Now to find the output after removing the trend line, it is simply the input function minus convolution function, and when we run the code, we will take some value of m, which I am taking as 100, for example. Now this is the input signal which is given to us. This is the trend line, and after removal of trend line, this is the output signal which we will be obtained. Now in the final part, we are asked to write the properties of the above mentioned systems. If we observe, we can say that all the four systems are memory system, causal system and are stable systems. Finally, in conclusion, in the experiment, we have created a function for convolution, and then we convolve the impulse response of the given linear time invariant input signals, and also we determine the type of filter and of each system behaves. Thanking you.